All right. I'm going to start digging into this box here in a second. Make sure my stuff's set up. All right, for those of you watching, or sometime will be watching, I'm going to do a $500 box of quarters. I normally don't get quarters in boxes, but this time was an exception. Let's do a live opening. Try to salvage this box. I'm going to use it later for copper storage. There we go. All right. Looks like a normal box. Good mixture. All right, I'm going to put this to the side and get started. We're going to be looking for silver quarters, West Point quarters, which are the two priorities. They're worth the most money. Double dies, mint heirs, foreign coins, anything that's worth more than the quarter we paid for it. No silver in that roll. All right. Just my light so I can see the mint marks a little bit better. Here we go. It's about perfect right there. That's a nice Philadelphia, Colorado. I'm going to go through probably 10 rolls at a time and scope what I have found in those 10 rolls that's worth scoping. I'm going to weigh 5 different dates for thin planchets. Weighing 1965, 67, 70Ds, 74 Philadelphias, and 79 Philadelphias. So if I find those in this box, and I'm sure I will, they will be weighed as I go. There's 70 Denver. I want to scope it as well. It's got a double die, obverse and reverse you can find. That's a rough looking quarter. There's a lot of beat up quarters in this roll. That's Wisconsin or Wyoming, Philadelphia. That's a possibility there. Look, these are all beat up. Terribly beat up. Another one. Not sure where these came from. All right. Step those later. No silver, more beat up edges, man. These are just destroyed quarters. Kind of feel ripped off. I know they made it through the coin machine, but still, it's not cool. '67. 3 Philly. That might have a A little bit of a spitting eagle on the back. 66. That's a 68 Denver. That's definitely be a scoper. It's beat up, but look at it anyway. May scope after 5 rolls instead of 10 rolls. And there's silver. Just making sure it's a Denver. That could have been a West Point. All right, roll number 4. Do 5 rolls and do a little scoping session for mint errors and varieties. Oh, quiet on that one too. God, these are all just absolutely destroyed quarters, man. One more roll and we'll scope a little bit. How you doing? It's roll number 5. Closer here. There we go. What's up, man? How you doing? Missed you at the Coin Club meeting. You missed a good auction. A lot of nice currency for sale that time. And I bought some of it. I just got started. We're on roll number 5. No West Points or silver yet. I'm going to finish up this row and I'll do a little scoping. How you been? Before filling away that one. Yes, I will be there. I will be there Saturday for sure. Won't be able to come Friday or tomorrow, but I can go tomorrow or Saturday. Try to get there not too late. Hopefully by noon. All right. 5 rolls in, no West Points, no silver, but it's time. Yeah, I can go on Friday. A little scoping real quick. A lot to scope here. Could just focus a little better. It's a bicentennial. Almost looks like a restruck coin right there. I don't know. The rest of the lettering's kind of cracked too. I'm going to call that grease struck. It's pretty weak right there. That's not a bad looking find, actually. I'll keep that. It's a nice little minor mint error. Put it in one of my rolls. A little bit of a die chip there on that. Just barely big enough to keep. Nope. Got a 66 Philly here. Check for the double dies. The DTO. This one's terrible condition. Can't even see it. Yeah, that's a double die. I'll never know it. Not big enough. Not big enough. Ooh, that's rough. A very minor DDR here. Very slight one. This is about as slight as it gets, but right there's some doubling. You can barely see it. There's a bunch of these on this date, though. They're not rare at all. I want to find this variety. That's a double die as well. On the inside feather right there. Yeah. Almost done scoping for the time being. Two more. This one's ain't worth messing with. It's rough. The wing now. Yeah, let me try this. I'll turn off the lamp behind me. It may just be that one. I got extra lighting this last week. Helps sometimes, but also hurts sometimes. So you're gonna be in Carthage? That looks a little better. Do some adjustments here. I turn on this one like partially. I'll be able to see. Let me turn this one back this direction a little bit. There we go. That's not too bad. That dude. Nice bicentennial in pretty good shape. Yes, I do look for that. Haven't had a homestead yet that has for Philadelphia yet, though. Had one for Denver. They didn't have it, though. I found a few of them. I don't find them very often. They're pretty scarce. The snow on the roof is more common than the leaky bucket is. So let me adjust some light around a little bit better. It's not too bad. I'm going to go through 5 rolls at a time and scope. I've got a few leaky buckets. Just a handful. It's all clad as well. A lot of beat up quarters in this box. I don't look like that. Like someone just beat the crap out of them. I'm not sure what happened to these things, but they're all over this box. Kind of sucks. I don't find a good one in that kind of condition. I don't have too much glare, but I got to be able to see the mint marks in these coins too as I go. As long as I can see the mint marks, I'm good. That's the most important part of the coin sometimes. Three Philly. A lot of scoping to do. Need some adjustments here a little bit more. Give me a second here. I want to be able to see the coin clearly in the front of me. Do some lighting adjustments real quick. Not too bad. There's a nice Oklahoma Philadelphia state quarter. That's got a DDO you can find on it. A double deer. How y'all doing? Going through a box of quarters. So far, no silver, no West Points. Just a few rolls in the box, though. Make a nice little stack of sculpting to get down. Most of what we're going to be finding is going to be sculpt coins anyway. If I find something interesting, I can show it here on the camera, main camera here, but the majority of it's going to be on the scope because that's most of what I find in boxes. Like, I only show just a handful of what I find because I'll pull like 30 plus coins out of a box usually, or a bag. Roll number 7. All clad. I don't find silver in boxes very often, but it does happen sometimes. More beat up coins, man. Kind of disappointing. I want to find a nice double die on a beat up coin like that. But this will give you, if you ever watch my video, this will kind of give you an idea exactly what I'm looking at on the coins. I normally don't get boxes at all, but I do spreadsheets when I do my hunts, and I'm on an odd box. I want to get on even boxes because every time I do a bag, that's 2 boxes worth. This way I can have my spreadsheet evened out again. So I change the page every 100 boxes. I don't know if you watched my last video where I found 3 West Point quarters. That was a milestone for me. I forgot to mention on the video, but it was actually my 250th West Point quarter in the last box. The first one was anyway. And I found a couple more after that. So it's kind of exciting. So here's a 2015 Homestead quarter, but no leaky bucket. It's a Philadelphia too. We'll scope it for the double dies and the snow on the roof. Because there are a lot of double dies on that date, over 100. Okay. Are you playing online? Oh, it's got to be if you got 322 still in. Heck yeah. Never played online poker. First played like a 322. That's awesome. Or 333. No silver. More beat up quarters. This will not be as long as a $50 hunt because there's not quite as much to look through. Well, there is, but it's a little faster process. I'm fast with quarters normally. Is it Denver? I'll check it for the extra leaf. If you're here watching, don't be shy. Say hi. It's not often I get a box of quarters, so this is like a once in a, it's been the first time in a long time since I did a box of quarters. But here in about another roll, I'm going to start scoping. And I'll show what I've scoped out on these quarters as I go. It's going to be kind of a training session because I scope a lot of stuff. The America the Beautiful quarters and the state quarters are just, there's just so much to look for on them. Oh, some nice album-worthy quarters in here. These state quarters are pretty nice. Let me check that against the album. I don't think it's going to be better, but I'll check it anyway. I've got a Philadelphia, Nevada. That could be a die chip error. Not many newer quarters in this box, so it looks like a lot of mostly American Beautiful and state quarters. One more roll of scope. Oh, that's not bad. How much is the membership fee? More beat up quarters. Look at this. Like someone took a hammer to them. As long as they don't jam the machine tomorrow. Horrible condition. Man. Oh, that's not bad. So if you get first place once, you get most of your money back. Okay. Well, you just told it to me live on a chat for everybody can see it. It's not too bad, though. And that one just destroyed. A lot of Philadelphias are not the right ones. But Philly? There's one of them, see what it does. See what it does, how it does with the glare. That's true. See if I can get this light to more, be a little more better adjusted here. Think we're Philly going to weigh that one. I'm building up a pretty good stash of ones right now. Going to do a big hunt next week. I've got quite a few of them ready to go through. But I'm going to wait till I get it all there before I go through it. I've got to go through. We'll get some more first. It's not quite enough yet. Still in the 4 digits. I want to get into the 5 digits before I start hunting. Now we can find some good stuff. Ten rolls in almost. Die chipping in the nose, not enough though. No die clashing. That's in rough shape. Die chip. That's in rough shape. Damn nation. I don't know if that's gonna weigh enough. Nice Philadelphia. A little bitty die chip, but not enough. Compare that to my album too. Those are nice Philadelphias. Another nice Philadelphia. State quarter. Someone dumped an album out for sure. Definitely an album dump in here. Another Philly. This one's in Oklahoma. I'll check it against the album as well. All right. Looks like a double die, yeah. Here's a small double die. Like right here along this cut line right there. You'll see some doubling right in here. Just a few different known varieties on that date, not many. That's a 2016 Fort Moultrie, South Carolina. I find those occasionally, they're not scarce. Nice bicentennial. Wish that was a DDO, it's in pretty good shape too. That might be worth keeping right there. It's pretty good shape. Clean fields and everything. A little bit of wear on the hair though. Oh, well. Here we go. Picture the rocks. And one last check. Now let's go to the next one. Have you had any luck with currency lately? $30 in. 10 rolls down. No silver, but a bunch of junk. A lot of beat up, bent up quarters in there, and someone just destroyed these quarters. Anything I put into this side, I'm going to scope. Yes, I do look for that error. Give me a second. You want to see one? I've got some on. That's in rough shape. I've got some in a tube I can show you in a roll. If you want to see one, I do look for it though. Yes, I look for that, the leaky bucket, the snow on the roof, and the double dies you can find on that same exact coin. There's over 100 of them, maybe close to 200 of them. There's a lot of them. Have you ever found a leaky bucket? That's nasty. Leaky bucket, I can look it up in a second. They're not worth a lot of money. They're worth a few bucks. I can do a quick search. I don't find them very often, honestly. They're not that easy to find. They're a lot tougher to find than the snow on the roof is. But I can do a quick check. I've got some resources here. Come on, computer, doesn't it work? Looks like, depending on the size of the die chip, if they're smaller die chips, about $2. Bigger ones between $6 and $8. Just depends on how big the chip is. Of course, it also just depends on who buys it too. Average price is around $2. Some of them are like $10. So basically between $2 and $10 average. If you got more die chips, they're worth a little bit more. A few bucks a piece, which isn't too bad considering if you pay a quarter for it. All right. Roll number 12. More chewed up quarters inside. It's disappointing because some of those can be good dates. I guess you can see better like that. I just keep on the stay. You can see what it is for the most part. California, it's a hard double to find. I already have a full set of these quarters, so I don't really look for anything new. Unless it's in really good shape, I'll upgrade it. But someone has dumped out some beautiful statehood quarters here. I mean, this thing will grade as 64 at least. Some really nice ones. I'm gonna check some of them against them. The Denvers I know I don't have an upgrade for. The Philadelphia's might. Denver. If it's big enough, if it's a later stage, you might get $10 for it. They have been selling. Oh, if you got how much you want for that D over horizontal D? Are you gonna have it at the show? That's another question. I've got one, and it's mostly red. I think I found it. Well, actually, I found it by accident. Actually, I have found one of those. That's one of my favorite varieties. I had one really nice 61D that I put in a roll to save it because it was in my album originally. I think I got it from my grandma's pennies when I first started hunting pennies. So I kept it, and I never did go back and scope it until way later on. It was at the very bottom of the roll, and it was that variety. And it was good enough to be in my album at one point, so it was pretty good shape. I mean, that one between typically $30 to $50 or 25 to 50. I'll look it up on eBay to see what they've been selling for lately. But last time I checked, they were at least 20 or $30. I've seen them sell for more than that though. Okay. see here. Someone bought one for $1 and it looked like pretty good shape. That's an RPM. It's a regular RPM. I can't find a lot of here that I've been selling for a lot. Oh, that's misspelled. That's try this. Okay, here's one that sold. Choice BU for $41.97. So it's about what I told you. Here's a D over D, regular D. Here's another one for 33. It's uncirculated. Here's one for 60 that sold for 67. Oh, I was missing a digit. Never mind. For a grease strike? Okay. Here's one that once sold for $1. That's a bargain. That was just like 3 weeks ago too. Somebody bought a 1961 for $500. Why? So, but yeah, it looks like between 30 and $50. That's a pretty well-known variety. So I've got one. It'd be red brown. It's got a little bit of brown on the reverse, I think, but it's most, or maybe it's the obverse. It's a pretty good coin though. I'm gonna get some more wheat cents when I'm at the show too, so I'll have some more inventory. But it's one of my favorite varieties because I found it mainly because I found one by accident. And I think it was from my grandmother's pennies, so which would have been my grandpa's pennies, and he passed away about 2.5 years ago. So not a coin I'll probably sell. So I'm pretty sure it came from his stuff because it was from an album originally, and that's what I put in my album originally was from hers, from my grandmother's, grandpa and grandmother stuff. When I first started learning how to hunt pennies and hunt coins. Did you find that D over horizontal D yourself? Or did you buy it from someone? That's in a rough shape. Where are you, West Points? I know you're in here. Roll number 14. We'll do 2 more rolls and I'll scope a little bit. If you bring that coin to the show, let me look at it. I need to bring a magnifier when I go with me. Okay. Well, are you going to be if you're going to be at Carthage, you can just tell me in there. That's one of my favorite varieties for reasons I already explained. Is that a Philly? No, it's a Denver. I've been buying wheat. I don't know if you noticed, I've been buying wheat since by the thousands. So that's one I'll be looking for sure. I want to find another one. I'll eventually start doing penny hats when I have time. I'm trying to get to it. I don't have time. I just get too many coin. It's driving me crazy. Okay, that wasn't a West Point quarter. That would have sucked in that condition. And who destroyed these quarters, man? This is horrible. It's like they were tortured to death. That's a nice coin right there. I'll look at that for a variety. Yeah, someone dumped an album. Six Philly. A lot of scopers in this row. Who did these quarters, man? It was cruel and unusual punishment for these quarters, man. Pretty rough. All right. Yeah, I mean, if it's uncirculated, I mean, I'd say at least about at least $30. It's a good price for it. That's raw too. You got a graded one, maybe 35, 40 at least. Depends on the grade. Because I'll be going there to show to buy other stuff. I'm going to try to wipe out some wheat stems while I'm there. And do some cherry picking. Need to buy a bunch of Indian pennies too. God, that thing is in rough shape. I'm going to scope that one for fun. Well, the Philadelphia State headquarters. There's a chance for a cut on one of these at some point. God, rough shape. All right, now a little scope in here. Turn the slide off on a scope. Not so bad now. Probably see it better this time. That's in a rough shape, dude. But I gotta check it. This is almost as bad. In fact, this one's worse. So whiskers right here. You can see, focus, adjust the focus a little bit. See those scratches along the side of the bat's face? That is extra whiskers. Those are feeder finger scrapings. A minor error, but an error nonetheless. And it counts as a fine for the box. It looks like the double die, but I'm gonna make sure. Nope, just damaged. Beat up quarters, man. No double windows on that one. This is 66. It's just destroyed, man. I'm scoping them to be thorough, but I know I'm not going to keep it, whatever it is. 65. A few more. We'll be done with this pile. That's a nice New Mexico quarter. check it. Never beat up 57, but I gotta check it just to be thorough. If it's the only one I get for a double die, and it's the only one I ever get. One Philly. Okay. That is 15 rolls done. Fairly quickly. Down here. Do partial lighting. Are you setting up a table this year at the show? Like you did last year? Or I should say last year, but earlier this year. Back in June. I guess that's when the show was. Awesome. You missed out on a pretty good auction last time. They had some really good currency for sale. And I bought a good chunk of it myself. I normally don't buy currency, but I couldn't pass this up. It was too good. I got some uncirculated star notes. There were silver certificates, a couple of those, a couple of Canadian notes that were crisp, 1954 series. And they have the same, there were two of them with the same serial number, just with a slightly different prefix. And a lot of 6 regular silver certificates that were crisp as well. There were also some red seals, but those got bid a little bit higher than what I wanted to pay for them. In fact, I got bid up on every single one of those bills. They were fought over. They were too nice. I've got currency waiting to hunt next week. I'll probably do a currency search starting I'm thinking next Thursday or Friday. I'll start getting it all done. I'll have it all by that point. I have to buy a bunch of it next week. Not very good luck on West Points yet. Another 70 Denver. And just beat up. Who can destroy this many quarters, man? I don't know what happened. A good chunk of what I'm going through just so destroyed it wouldn't matter if it was something good. It's a nice filly. On an Alaska. Three more rolls and we scope again. Roll number 18, I think. Yeah. No silver. Got a shiny edge or two in there. All right. Go through 5 rolls at a time and scope them. Whatever I pull out, like that and that. We're definitely going to check that one. You can have a bunch of stuff for sale. How many tables you get? 2 or 3? I went to a, that's cool. So I just bought my first foreign currency ever this week or last week. I couldn't pass it up though. Myself and another club member kind of fought for it. But he knew I would have brought up to $100. He knew I would have, and I probably would have, honestly. Those Canadian notes were just, I mean, they were too good a shape, and the serial number was a fancy serial number, and they were duplicated. Oh, looky there. Look at that. That hasn't happened very often. Yeah, it's got a worn edge. Look how worn that edge is, too. What do you think? Washington quarter or Standing Liberty quarter? What do you think? That thing's got a worn edge. It's going to be silver. There's no way around it. We're on roll number 19, too. Make your vote. We're gonna keep that for, and you can decide. I'll let you decide if we look at it now or later. I'm gonna put it over here and sandwich it and go through the rest of the roll. We have 1 guaranteed silver right there. If you want to look at it again, you can look at it again. But that's no doubter. Reveal it later. It's got the same reading. It's probably a Washington, but it's pretty worn too. It may not be. I bet it is though. Could be a 40 something. Yeah, this was a 32. Make your guesses, folks. What year is it? A silver sandwich right here. No revealing it yet, though. We're going to torture ourselves for a little while. Okay. Cool. 1942. Got 2 other viewers here. What year do y'all think that is? So the edge up close, if it'll focus. Will it focus? That's the question. Go back a little bit like it was. Come on, you can focus. Get my hand out of the way here. I should put it in the way. Get this turned at the side here. Come on, camera. There we go. There we go. Took a while. Look at the way it's worn. It's an older Washington, I think. I think it's going to be a 40 something. Could be a 32. Wouldn't that be nice? 32D or an S. Now the question is, do you want to reveal it now or wait till later? You can vote in the chat. Shall we reveal it now or torture ourselves and look at it later? I don't find these very often, so this may be the only one in the box. Now? 1 vote now. It's got a bicentennial top too. Let's do this. Oh. We don't get them very often. So, okay, I've got it hidden with one coin. I'll turn it around. Revealing this in a moment when I get the focus to work again. Come on, focus. You can do it. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Slowly. It's a Washington, and it is worn. I don't see a mint mark. Here we go. '44 Philly. You were close, though. You were only 2 years off. Well, we're on the board. Honestly, didn't expect to find silver, especially that fast. 1 silver. So close to being a 42. Let's get this rolling to the next one. There could be more. I mean, there's a lot of these beat up, just destroyed statehood quarters and American the Beatles quarters in here. I don't know what someone did to these things, but they're like hammered, and it's like someone had a torture fetish and just decided to destroy them. So we're on the board with 1 silver, no West points, but it's an older Washington quarter. Pre-1950, I'll take it. Is that a Denver or Philly? But yeah, you were close. I'll scope that now. I'm surprised I actually had a silver. I mean, I don't get silver in these boxes very often. I get them more in the bags than I do the boxes. But I'll take it. One more roll, and we will scope a little bit. Let's scope that silver too, just to see what it. It's worn enough. I don't think I'll have any varieties I can see, but we'll see. Next roll, number 20. No silver in that one. Kind of happy I ordered a box of quarters, so I don't ever order them. I never found an SLQ, though. I want to find a Santa Liberty. That would be sweet. That's my goal, is to find a Santa Liberty quarter. I think the oldest quarter I've ever found is either 42 or 43. I think that's the oldest I've ever found. Oldest half dollar was in 1856. Oldest dime, I think, is a 19. Maybe I think it's a 35 Mercury dime, or it could be a 20 something. Oldest penny is an 1897, I think, Indian head. Oldest nickel is an 18. First year of the V-nickels, 83, I think it is. Yeah. I have found a first year V-nickel in a box, or in a box once. We got silver. We got a few minor coins, nothing major yet. Scope a little bit real quick. Drop the lights so it's so blurry. All right. Scoping time. Die chip and not in good enough shape. Look at that again real quick. Nope. 67. Little die chip right there on the top. No double windows though. I'll throw one of my rolls. RPM not there. Another nice steel quarter. That is a double die, I think. Yeah, it's got the doubled hair lines right here inside right behind the earlobe. It's actually in good shape too, which is not very common for this date. It's 2001 North Carolina quarter with some doubled hair lines behind the earlobe right there. That's one of the better ones I found. Usually they're just destroyed. '70 Denver, not the DDR. Here's the usual condition of this coin. Pretty rough. Double trees, nope. A few more to go. We'll go on some more rolls. We're almost halfway done with the box already. 20 rolls in. Not too bad. There's another example with the hairlines behind the ear. You can see it right there. Right there. This is a little more heavily struck, though. You can see it better. But not as good a shape, though. All right. Back to the grind. Roll number 21. Let's get this going here. All right. Come on. Focus. There we go. No silver, but a one horribly beat up coin again. Some really nice examples of these America the Beautiful and Stated quarters in here. Someone dumped an album for sure. It has to be. I don't find them in this shape very often. do have one more bag to go through, but I want to get this done tonight. I'll do the bag tomorrow night. I'm not too tired. I can go through a bag pretty quickly, so. Potential on that one. It is at nighttime, honestly. When I'm off work, I come home, eat dinner, shower, and hunt. Every single night, there's almost never an exception to that. I've been through, I recently went through a bag of dimes. I haven't done the video for that yet because I haven't had time. It took me a week to get those dimes, and that was 10,000 dimes, and they're very slow. And I scope every Philadelphia coin I get in dimes because I find really good die chips in them. So those dimes, it took me most of my vacation to get that done. So those were done, and then I did. So started doing quarters after that because I had a lot of quarters to deal with. And I've got some halves I have to go through, but I haven't had time to get to them yet. I timed things out to be more convenient for myself. Plus, I'm gearing up for this massive currency hunt next week, so I want to have as much money liquidated as I can. So I'm trying to get as many quarters done as I can to do one drop tomorrow, get that money, use that money to buy more ones for next week. And yes, I do this every single night. If I don't put a video up for that's a currency hunt or something, it's because I'm hunting something that's taken me multiple nights to go through. Like a bag of dimes or a bag of nickels takes me like 3 hours, 3.5 hours to go through because I scope out of those two. So I can usually do a bag of nickels and then do a video the next night of the same bag. But dimes they're just not going to happen that within a week. It takes me a week to get through that. Same with currency hunts. My currency hunts take me about a week. Because last time I went through over 11,000 ones, and if I do about 2,000 or 3,000 a night, it takes me a while. Plus to stop and do clips and stuff in between the videos. If I were just to straight up hunt them and not do a video, I could get the currency done in probably 3 nights, but because I have to stop and do clips and I mess a lot of them up, and I'm going to redo a lot of them, it takes me a little while to go through and do a currency hunt because next week I'll be doing that all the week next week. I've got 3 boxes of halves to do this weekend, and 3 more I'm picking up tomorrow. I meant to get them today, but I didn't get a chance to. I'll pick them up tomorrow, so it'll give me 6 boxes of halves to have done hopefully by next Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest, maybe Thursday. We'll see. I don't just hunt this stuff. I have a quota to meet because anything I get, I have to get through it. It's like a third job. I've already got 2 jobs. Now I've got a third one, and this is it. Yeah, I don't almost never miss a night hunting. If I do, it's rare. I usually can't afford to, honestly. If I'm not hunting, I'm organizing something to hunt. It's another roll coin. It's rough. But I'm going to try to do at least, I may be able to get 12,000 ones next week, plus a bunch of 5s. I've got a pretty good load already. And it could be bigger than last month's. Or I should say this month's, because it's still in November technically. I'm going to shoot for at least 15,000 again. And then I got to do half dollars like crazy, and then I'll get more quarters in at the same time. So I'll get probably at least $3,000 or $4,000 in quarters that week also. A lot of pretty coins in this row, but nothing the right color. Some nice and shinies in there though. Some newer coins. Those are maybe some stated quarters again. Wish one of them was a West Point. That'd be kind of nice. Well, on the weekends, I like to go outside. I prefer to go arrowhead hunting on the weekends when it's nice enough outside. It can be cold too. I don't care. As long as I get outside. The problem is I get so much coin that I don't have. Sometimes have to spend my entire weekend inside hunting coin, just so I can have that money liquidated to get the money back, and then go pick up my next orders for the next week. Or to be ready for stuff I didn't order. That's even more important sometimes. It's a lot of work. But it's also fun. Keeps me busy. I sure rather do this than watch TV all night. I started hunting quarters early last year, early 2022, maybe very late 2022, but I think I just went through like 3 boxes. And now I'm getting close to hunting 600,000 quarters since I started hunting quarters. And that's only been not even 2 years. I've been doing about almost sometimes over $10,000 a month in quarters, just quarters. So I'll try it as well. I'm doing that much. I do at least 6,000 a month in half dollars too. I don't know how much I go through a month though. I really don't know. With currency and half dollars and quarters and dimes and nickels, probably over $30,000 a month sometimes. There was a month this year I did $10,500 in quarters. It was 10 bags in a box. That was a busy month. After this row, we're going to scope a little more. There are some rough coins in this box, man. But I got to check them. So far, the find of the hunt is that silver quarter, 1944 Philly. Okay. Scoping time. No, my goal is to never, ever, ever pay a fee. I have so many banks that I can avoid that. I have a total of, I believe, 9 coin drop banks and 7 bill drop banks, just currency drop banks. So I don't really pick anybody off too much because I spread it out enough where it doesn't really give it too much of a burden to one bank. So I don't have to pay any fees that way. That's the whole goal. You know, if you use Coinstar, you're going to pay 10% fee. I'm not doing that. That's just 88. Yeah, I don't pay any fees. Everything I do is straight up face value. All the coin I get is for face value. All the bags. Because if you buy bags, you're actually doing the bank a favor. You save the money rather than the cost of money. The only thing I ever have to actually order is the $50 and this box of quarters I ordered. Ordered it so I get my spreadsheet evened out again. But no, I don't ever pay fees. To me, this just defeats the purpose. Eats into your profitability, even though I don't sell anything at this point. But I actually had Whatnot Auctions contact me a couple of weeks ago. Speaking of selling online, I told them I'd think about it. But I don't think I have time, honestly. If I do like Livestream auctions, maybe, but I don't really want to sell what I find right now, though. At least not yet. Maybe eventually. The channel's not big or anything right now, but you know, I'd have a few people watch maybe, but it depends on what I had for sale too. That's in rough condition. That's a terrible shape. Another slight die chip, yeah. All right. I've been going to bed so late because of these videos. I decided to take a break tonight and do this box. One box in a night is actually half a night for me. So this is kind of a break for me. Eventually I have to get this dime video finished up, and I started like 2 weeks ago. One day I'll get to it. I may have time to finish up tonight. We'll see. Or this weekend, probably. I'll probably finish it before I start the $50. Because I got to get those done too. Got a quota to meet. Getting close to done with these piles here. A few more. The thing about quarters is there's a lot to scope. A lot. Little die chip on the gun, not much. All right, we're getting close to done here. We're halfway through the box. Halfway point, not bad. Yeah, Harvest is honestly, when it comes to this sort of thing, not the bad talk Harvest, but they are by far the worst bank when it comes to corn roll hunting. Nice. Not bad. Yeah, Harvest is not corn roll hunter friendly. They're the reason I have so many banks now. They're one of them, but you know, the thing is, you don't have to change banks. If you do what I do, I just keep a minimum amount. You know, I keep quite a bit of money in all my other accounts too, but if you have enough extra income, you can just throw it in those other bank accounts. As long as you have enough to avoid the fees. So whenever you do a change out, you know, like do it whenever you drop some change off, just put like, you know, a little bit of that money in your account every single time you go in. Because I can afford to do that though, so I can just leave it in there because I've got, you know, extra income coming in. Not everybody can do that, but I just throw enough in there that way they don't get mad at me, or I can't complain too much. I want to keep my account growing, you know. If I'm going to drop off, you know, 2001s, I'll put 100 of it in my account. Sometimes I put it all in my account. Go get it in a month, you know, when I need it. That's what I did this week. I just went and withdrew everything I put in 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago on my last hunt. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but plus I have to remember where I've been. Like I don't drop change off at 2 times in the same spot in a row. I'll go to my next bank. I kind of do it in order. So I'll do this bank this time, then I'll go through and do the entire run. Like I rotate all the way through the rest of them, then I'll go back to that bank when I'm done with the other ones. A rotating schedule. And it works pretty well. That way they only see me about once a month. Sometimes less than that. Sometimes way less than that. One of them I have to drop off changes, just leave it and go pick it up later, withdraw it later. So I'll just leave it and go pick it up several days later or a week later or whatever. Yeah, I do. I typically have an idea how much I kept in every bag or box I go through. So yeah, I'll know if it's close. I'm going to have the exact number in my head, but I'll be within a few bucks. So if it shorts me, I'll know. Sometimes I get extra money because sometimes there'll be some money stuck in there. This is roll number 27. Typically, I'll take their word. I mean, I'll know, especially half dollars, because half dollars I'll know anyway. Because of course I drop those off in my bank, so those are a freebie anyway. They can't cheat me because I can read it. I can read the reading myself, but I'll know what I kept. So I'll have a pretty close estimate of what it was anyway. So when I drop off, if they tell me it's, you know, $950 out of one bag, I know I didn't keep $50 worth of, you know, I didn't keep 400 coins out of there, or 40 coins, or 200 coins. I know I didn't keep that many coins, so that's never happened so far. I'll typically know what it's going to be, and I always get it back what I think it's going to be within a buck or two usually. So I don't really worry about it that much. Plus, a lot of them have to do it with another person watching. Dual control. So far, no West Points in this box. But no fees. Not too difficult. Plus, I can, if they have a self-service machine, I'll just drop off like 2 boxes worth. If they have like a machine where they got to take care of it, I'll bring them more because they've got bags. The self-service machines will fill, and if that happens, you're screwed, and you're likely to get banned. So well, if that happens, there's not a whole lot I can do about it, but that's one of those situations where I'll just deal with that when it comes to it. But so far, so good. I can actually go through my video, and I can look at my video and see what I kept, and I'll know exactly what I kept. So it'll be, but then keep in mind, a lot of these bags, they're not guaranteed to be right either. That's the risk about buying bags. Because bags, now, typically they're really close, but they're not always perfect. Sometimes they're actually over. So, you know, like I bought penny bags, and there'll be lots of dimes inside of it, you know. In fact, that bag last year when I found that closely in was low with had about 9 or 10 dimes in it, so I kind of got that coin, $1,000 coin for free. You know, they're not always right, so it's honestly a risk. That's a risk you take doing this thing, sort of hobby. But I will take it because so far the count's been good. So I haven't had any negative experiences yet. The only bit that really gave me hassles was Harvest so far. But that's just how they are, though. Like if I know, because the thing is, I keep a spreadsheet of every single hunt I do, so I know exactly how many coins I kept. Come on, camera, you can do it. There we go. And if I don't know initially, I can go back and look at it and show it. Well, I can even show the video. Of course, the quarters I won't have on video. Gross. But it's a lot of work having all these coins. You know, I have buckets. I use buckets. I use a dolly if I need to, because sometimes I have that much. Sometimes I have more than what I want to pick up. So it depends on where I'm going. Depends on how much I've got. I gotta stick with my schedule. Don't hit the same bank twice in a row, that's for sure. Do it. In rotation. Be considerate. Not quite as many coins of scope in this stack here so far. All right, one more roll, and we'll have roll number 30 right here. I can do a bag of these coins in 2 hours 45, 2 hours 50 minutes roughly. I think the last time it was 2 hours and 52 minutes, something like that. This will take me longer than that, just doing a live stream. But no editing, no messing up the clips. Hunted and done. I've already got my thumbnail ready. It's going to be a sandwich shot of that silver coin. Unless I find something better than that, which is possible. You never know. Get more scopers now. Whew, I'm going to scope it anyway. Another scoper. It's amazing how many coins you can scope in a box of quarters. All the stuff to find on quarters. Someone definitely dumped an album in here. Maybe several. All right. Now, when you got kind of cheated on the change, was it a self-service machine, or was it, did they mess it up? Because if they messed it up, that's not good. because the odds of them stealing some are pretty slim considering how many cameras there are on a bank. I don't really worry about a banker trying to steal stuff from me because there's just so many cameras on them. Let me take it in real quick just to make sure. All right. Rough shape. 4 more. Back to the rolls. All right, last one. Dump that out in the other bucket. That's a quarter bucket sound, folks. I'm gonna turn off that light. Whatever. Okay. Well, they do mess it up sometimes. Maybe they audited it. It came out okay. They do mess up though, especially some of the self-service ones will be really bad off. Have you ever found something on the that someone left behind? Sometimes those older coins won't go through those machines. They'll just get spit out. And sometimes those people don't care and just leave it. It'd be nice to find a West Point in this box. Don't know if it's going to happen or not. Roll number 32. No more shiny edges again. But have you, Armand, have you ever found anything that someone left behind in the coin machine, like in the change counter? That was pretty good. Because I found I think I found a 1916 wheat penny one time in one. They got spit out and they just left it. Or you can also get foreign coins that get stuck on the magnets and no one cleans them out for a while. I found a lot of good foreign coins like that. One time I had a $50 I was trying to get in the machine and it kept getting spit out, and it turned out it was a magician's coin. It was actually a 2-headed magician's coin. I didn't even notice it when I did my hunt. I forgot to flip it over, and lo and behold, it was a pretty good find. $33. Split that up a little bit. Some pretty edges in this roll too. Nothing silver, but some pretty shiny ones. That's a new quarter. What's this one? Just some pretty edges, nothing special. All right. Ooh, yeah. Over halfway done. So far, 1 silver, no West Points, and a few minor double dies. A few die chips. A lot of damaged quarters. Never seen somebody destroyed quarters in a box before. Okay. 2 more rolls and we scope. Oh, clad again. It's nice shape. Here's a 2005 West Virginia. Now, if you ever find this date, let me see if I can get the focus here. This date here is notorious. It's a West Virginia State quarter from 2005, Philadelphia. These are known for having all kinds of cuds on them. I've only found one before, but if you're ever searching through quarters, check these out because they've got a lot of different cuds you can find on those. And that's a lot of them. I found one so far. I think it was just a rim cud, but still a cud. The scoper's in this roll. Go through one more roll after this, we'll scope. A little bit. 35 rolls done. One more. So I don't know if you ever found anything good in the reject bin of a coin machine you went to, because you're lucky. Rolling all clad with a pretty couple of battery beat up ones in there again. Man, that's in a rough shape. Somebody really hates quarters because they just destroy these things. So I don't really mess with coin stars. Are you able to get change out of them, right? I never really did them. You know, I had to do some maintenance on them a time or two, but I never really used them. I had to help people use them, I think, but I never got money out of one. I just helped people put money in one time or two here and there. Back when I worked in retail. Okay, scoping time. Turn off this light. This time I'll remember. There's not too much glitter that way. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I should go check those once in a while when I go to like a Walmart or something. I need to start checking that a little more often. I'll tell you the story when I found something. I have had a good find in a chain machine one time. I'll tell you on Saturday if you remind me. All right. It was an epic score. Like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. That was just a few months ago too. Got these disgusting coins. If you're wondering, I do check for thin planches on these coins. When I get done with quarters, there's a part of the hunt you don't ever see. It's done before I do the videos. I actually weigh a good portion of the coins. I weigh all 65s, 67s, 70Ds, 74s, well, 74Ps and 79Ps. So far, I never found anything that weighed off. Not off enough, anyway. And not enough. It's a rough shape. Disaster shape. That's in terrible shape. Another bad one, but I gotta check it out of curiosity and weigh it. Man killer. Spitting eagle and a spitting horse, is it? Nope. Not the most productive box, but I've had worse. All right. Roll number 36. But I have had one phenomenal coin machine find one before. You wouldn't believe it. I told you. That's an in-person discussion, though. Still no West Point quarters. Of course, we got silver though. We can't complain too much. What's your rank now on the poker? Philly. What a horrible looking 67. All right. So you're back to being first again. That's awesome. Rank number 1. Not really a gambling man, but it sounds fun. So everything I buy is face value. I don't want to do gamble. Another 2005 West Virginia. Not a cud. One day I'll find another one. Come on, West Points. Where are you? Filled one slot. Now I need to fill another slot. Clean it off before I put it back in my box or bucket. All right. Okay, 3 more rolls. Scope again. We'll have 10 rolls left. Finally, an easier night. Just 1 box of quarters. So much easier. This is a bag I'd already mostly finished. More beat up edges in there. Someone just took a hammer to these things, or who knows what. They don't respect the quarters, man. Gross. That's cleaner. I forgot how disgusting change in a box can be, especially quarters. The bags are bad, but the boxes are always worse. I don't know why. Well, maybe not always, most of the time. Sometimes they're so gross. Not even these fingers want to touch it. Ramona, did you find any good bills lately? Your last hunt? I think you still, last time I did this stream, you had some bills left over, I think, to search. I think you have some left. Okay. You doing any good? And look at these, look at how chewed up these quarters are, man. They just, someone destroyed these things. Find any silver, any West Points? Any cool mint errors? I'll scope that one. All right. Gross, but I'll scope it. Seems to be my motto. Gross, but I'll scope it. Nice. Yeah. All right. 70B. We're going to finish up this roll, doing one more, and then we'll scope for varieties and then die chips, die cracks. Some of these things are barely even usable anymore. Look at these things. They're horrible. Oh, man, if that was a West Point, I'd be furious. It's a war in the Pacific, too. And it's Denver, thank goodness. All right, one more roll. Roll number 40. One silver on the board. A few little die cracks, die chips here and there. And a few minor double dies. So far, the best find is that silver coin. But we can still beat it. You never know. Still got a few more rolls to go. A West Point would technically win because they're worth about double the amount of money. We've got to find one first. If you ever scope this 2009 Duke Ellington quarter, there are some really good double dies you can find this date that are worth some bucks, especially in the Philadelphia. But I always scope those. I've only found one variety on them so far, but it was, I think it was the Philadelphia FS102, I think it was. About a $20 coin. It wasn't in the best shape, but always worth scoping for. It was a double piano keys is what it was. There's a nice Philadelphia. I don't think I see a die chip on it, though. Well, if anything, maybe I'll upgrade some of my State Quarters albums. Or the only one I just have one, but get some upgrades for all these destroyed quarters. Least likely box to upgrade your album. Another one is destroyed. I don't know what people did to these things, man. How it got so bad. All right. Let's scope a few quarters. All right. Turn off the backlight. It's my new lamp. I got it to avoid glare. Creates a little more than I want, but it's all right. So, if that was a die chip, it'd be awesome. But it's not. It's a nice die chip up on the upper left. A small one there. Not enough, though. It's got to be more than that before I keep. Well, there's another one right here, actually. I got one here, here, here. 2 is my minimum. I'll keep it. That'll be good enough. Make it worth a couple bucks. No doubling there. Just Mr. Ellington. No double die on that one, even though it's in rough shape anyway. Colorado, no double deer. Where's Mia? Strike through on one of these coins right here. Doesn't matter if it's a double tree or not. It's a terrible shape. Good DDRs. Don't see one. For die chips and strike throughs on that date. Cut us some points destroyed. Jesus. Oh, man. I hope these quarters go through the chain machine tomorrow, that's for sure. They're uncirculated. I'm going to try to upgrade that coin in my album. $65, I'll weigh that later. Four more. I was destroyed too, but I got to scope it out of principle. Make sure it's not a destroyed double die. That would make me cry, man. Do that again. And one more. No chips on that one. All right. 10 rolls to go. All right, get some backlight again. All right. 10 more rolls. This is a little better. That's better. A little over 2 hours in. About 3 minutes a roll. Not too bad. You can focus. There we go. My camera has a hard time focusing sometimes. Good. 10 rolls to go. Well, you might make it through the whole stream. It's possible. Not fast enough, or you're slow enough. One of the two. Oh yeah. I know what you're saying. I'm getting there too. Philadelphia. Yes, it is. Still on West Point quarters. It's depressing. Roll number 42. More absolutely destroyed quarters. This may be the last box I hunt for a while. I do get quarter boxes occasionally. I get them for two reasons. I get them to hunt them, and I also get them because quarter boxes are, in my opinion, the best boxes to store copper pennies in. A copper penny, or on a penny box, you can get about 15 pounds of copper in it. And a quarter box, you can get 20 pounds even. Pretty comfortably. So I use them for storage. Of course, but I never hunt pennies again, which has been a while. I don't need them anymore. Of course, it's convenient to use penny boxes because that's what you typically get pennies in, but if you get a quarter box, man, I like them in increments of 20 pounds, because you can't divide 15 pounds into, multiply that into 100 pounds. But 20 pound boxes you can do that with. It's a little more convenient size-wise. I'm going to save this box for that specific purpose, or to put rolls in it. You also put 4 tubes of quarters in a quarter box too, 4 wide, pretty comfortably. I think you also put 5 rolls of 5 rolls of pennies in a box going across too. They're great for storage of just about any denomination. Roll number 43. No silver. Not as much excitement in doing this versus $half, but hey, whatever. Unless you don't find anything in $half hunts, and it's not much fun. It's destroyed. How you doing, Brad? Well, you missed out, man. I already found it. Actually, what it was, how you doing, man? If I told you we found a 1965 silver quarter, would you freak out? Now think about that. A 65 silver quarter. All right, Brad, let's see how good you are. I'm going to give you you can't cheat. You can't go back. You can't scroll back. You have to tell me what year this is. If I can get the focus. Come on. You can do it. Okay, I'm going to show you the back of the quarter. If I can get the focus at all. How close do I got to get? Well, I get this thing in camera to work. Kind of nice. It's worn. Let me give you a better shot of it, though. Let me turn my headlight sideways. I might give me a little better lighting. I don't know how this kind of camera issues here. Here we go. Okay, now this is my headlamp. So this will give you a better chance to guess. It's pretty. You can see the rims are pretty much gone. 58. Now 58's a pretty late year. I'll let you see the front of it. You can't see the date though. It's pretty beat up. I think it's what do you think it is? It's silver. Look at the edges. What year do you think it is? I'll give you another guess. 48? Okay. You're close. 44. Close. Hey, I want a one. He said 42. Back to being blind from the headlamp because I can see the mint marks. I'd like to find another one though. Wouldn't that be nice? Find one more. Of course, odds of finding a silver quarter in a box are like 1 in 4 or 5 boxes, so that was lucky. Now I won't find a West Point just to make up for it. This is 7 more rows to go. No West Points found, but a silver quarter, so you can't complain. I need to get an album for my silver quarters. I don't have one for the earlier years. I only have one for the later years. Hey, Brad, just FYI, there's a coin show if you're bored this weekend. Correct. Everything below anything 1964 and earlier is 90% silver. But if you're bored this weekend, there's a coin show up in Carthage, Missouri. Armando and I are both going to be there. I'll be there for most of the day Saturday. Depends on how much I got to dig through stuff. I'm bringing some spending money, so my wife Armando out of all this good stuff. Or I may not. We'll see. Roll number 45. You don't have to. You can always come and just look around and meet some people. I just go to harass everybody and load up on wheat cents, which I will one day hunt. I promise. Well, I shouldn't promise anything, but I want to hunt them. Like I said, if you get really, really bored, you can fly over to Missouri. Ooh. Nope. Like this. We're going to scope a little bit. And no West Points. Yeah, Armando Brad's been on my channel. He's like one of my first subscribers, actually. I think he subscribed before you did, maybe. Even like early on. Like first 5 or 6 subscribers, I think. That's saying something because you subscribed pretty early too. All right. Dump that out. There. Almost done with this box. Okay. Yeah, it won't be too long before we're done. '79 Philly, not the DDR. I'll weigh that. '68 Denver. Check over that very valuable double die, and it's not going to be it. I know I got to find one of those though. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest with you. One day, maybe though. Maybe one day. It's a very valuable coin. If you get in this high grade, it's really valuable. No crown die chips in this box either. My bags have been doing better than this box does, except for the silver. Had a decent find in a while. Come on. You do better than that. All right, that's a double die. Look, right there, you can see an extra little piece of that grass sticking out right there. A little extra tuft. That's a pretty common one. I find that one a lot. I've got rolls of that variety, by the way, of that date anyway. Rolls of them. 65 in unbearably bad shape, but I got to check it. Because my luck, it'll be the extremely valuable double die. Rough shape. Plain to keep. Small one, it looks like. I mean, not spot, never mind. What the hell is this thing? That wasn't the spinning horse, thank goodness. Okay. I look at any 60s and 70s that I scuff. I check the entire coin most of the time. On the lettering, because we can miss something and not realize it because they're so worn. So I check it all like this, just to make sure I don't miss anything. Last one. 5 more rolls to go. 5 more chances for glory. All right. Nice. Yeah, scoping, man, is honestly, that is the future of coin hunting. If you don't have a scope, you will miss something good. Because, you know, back in the day, it was all loops. Now it's all scopes. And loops, of course. It was a Oh, first, are you testing us, Brad, or are you just actually curious? We're in that roll. If you're testing us, I'll let Armando answer. I know the answer, but I better know the answer with what I do, huh? I better know that one. Oh, if you're curious, it's 32. And you find a 32 quarter with a mint mark, you got a pretty highly valued coin. Highly valued. Pretty valuable, especially the 32D. The Denver's really high dollar. They didn't make very many of them. First years for a lot of coins are pretty valuable most, or the last year sometimes as well. Like the 1909 penny has some valuables. 09S, 09S VDB. Same with the 32D and 32S quarters. Pretty. The Denver's the more expensive. Yeah, you find a 32 with a mint mark, you got a money coin right there. Okay, so man, I'm glad that was the point. That would have sucked. To Denver. I have found bad West forward. That would have made me cry. 4 more rolls. The one thing I've never found is a Standing Liberty quarter in a box. Yeah. Franklins are one of the most fun things to find. Of course, I had to choose between a Franklin and a Walking Liberty. I'll choose a Walking Liberty any day of the week. Because they're just older and they're just beautiful coins. One of my favorites. I don't find them enough though. Yeah, Monica, can you go dump out a bunch of Walking Liberties in a chain machine for me and just let me buy the box when it's filled back up, you know? Let me buy the bag. Face value. Man. Getting low on options here, man. Running out of chances. Oh, man. I haven't found any of my change, but keep in mind that I go through so much pocket change. I don't really spend any change. My 40%ers, I roll them up. They get rolled up, and first thing I do is scope them all, separate them by varieties, and then throw them in tubes. And if they're like uncirculated, I might make an uncirculated roll out of them. I just stack them for now, honestly. I've found a bunch of them over the last couple of years. I think I found over 200 of them. Well, that's nice. Now, dude, that is a scarce coin. 87s are tough. They're not super valuable, but they are one of the most difficult coins to find in a box. And I'll give you stats. You know, I did find that one. I had that one batch of customer wrap rolls I had a couple months ago, and it was loaded with 80. It had like 4 sets of 87s in it, so it was 8 87s. It was a P&D set times 4. It's just dirty, isn't it? Yeah. That's no silver there. It was 2 full sets. They're kind of miscolored though. Kind of discolored. They were stored improperly, so they weren't in the best shape, but they were still 87s. Then I found another one in the next box, 100, I think. The very next box. So like 9. I only found 8 ever before that. So I found 8 in one night and then found another one the next day. Kind of broke my own record. So one day I will go back to hunting pennies when I finally get to them. It's all depending on how much coin I get, because I don't really decide what I get. I just get what I get. If it's available, I buy it. So Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was freaking out. But that's the second most difficult coin to find out of all the half dollars. Of course, Brad, you know what the most difficult half dollar is to find in your boxes? Besides the silver one, a non-silver half dollar. I should say non-silver. Which one's the most difficult to find? I think we may have discussed this last time. I can't remember. Which one's the scarcest? Even more scarce than the 87s. That's right, Armando. 2.1 million, I think, mintage versus 2.7 or 8 million on the 87, something like that. Roll number 49. No silver in this row. That's okay. Maybe it was a West Point. There's an 87 quarter. Not a half, though. Yeah, all of 70s are 40%ers. All the half dollars anyway. That's a double, dude. That'd be a beautiful coin. Yeah, anything from 65 through 70 is 40% silver on half dollars anyway. 70 was last year of silver, and it was only made for the mint sets. Yep, not intended for circulation on it as well. I found one. I don't know if I'm sure you probably saw that video too, Brad. But yeah, I found one on. It's been a little while ago, over a month ago, I think, 2 months ago. And that one box was just absolutely loaded. I think it was September. I went through that box. I've now been. I almost have 100 videos now. You know that? So I can't remember all of them. I have like over 90 videos, getting close to 100. Okay, last roll. It's all or nothing, man. But Brad, if you're hunting half dollars, you find a 70D, you can just stop. You just stop right there because you're done. You've already found everything. That's the hardest possible coin. Unless you find like a barber half or something, or like a Sheet of Liberty or something like that. That would be better. But the 70D, that's the king of the NFCs. And again, all clad. But if you found the 70D, you can easily fill a set just by hunting at that point, because you'll find 87s a little more often normally. And they're not, don't get me wrong, 87s they're hard to find, but that 70D, that's the toughest because it was silver and only made for mint sets. The 87s were made for mint sets too, but they weren't silver. They're tougher. So if you're going to fill an album, the 70D, if you got that already, man, you're done. You pretty much got the rest of it in the bag. You go through enough boxes, you'll find some 87s. It might take you a few dozen boxes, though. Don't get me wrong. It takes a while. I can go through 50 boxes and not find one. They're not common, but they're out there. They're worth a few bucks sometimes. They're worth more than face value, that's for sure, if they're in good enough shape. They're so tough to find nowadays that someone wants to fill their album slot, they'll pay a few bucks for it. Worth it if you want that slot filled. Just think about it this way. That's those 70D and the 87s on half dollars. They're roughly as scarce as all the designs of the West Point quarters, because they made 2 million of each kind of those designs. So the 70 they made like 2.1 million, 2.15 million, I think, and then the 87s they made about 2.8 million. Let me look it up. I just out of curiosity. I do have a computer with me, so I might as well look it up. Kennedy half. think it was 2.8, 2.7. 87. They made 2.8, so almost 2.9. So they're a little more common than the 70Ds, but not much more. Okay, let's go for the last little stack. And you guys, you want me to weigh the last? I'm going to weigh these last little bit of coins, I guess, before we go, just for fun. I got a few to weigh real fast, and we'll be done with the hunt. This is it. No West Points in the box. That's a die chip there, though. Like a dollar coin. That's a Philadelphia too. All right. It looks like a double die, but not enough. Not too damaged. 68D, sorry. 68 Denver, not the DDR. That sucks. You can see scoping quarters takes a while. There's a lot of scoping to do on these things. I look for a lot of stuff. And you got to memorize it before you, unless you want to use a spreadsheet like I used to do. Not a big enough die chip on that one. 67. All right. That again. Nope. 65. That's worn as heck. And if you can find a double die on a worn out coin like that, you're good. You're real good. Getting close to done. No pooping horse tonight. This is in terrible condition. Wouldn't matter if that was a die chip or not. Last couple coins. End it off with a 67. In terrible condition. All right, that's it. That's it. Box is done. For $5. So 3, 4 for $5. Nice. I was like, you traded $5 for $5. That's pretty cool, though. That's nice of you to do that. All right, there's one thing left to do here. Not everybody does this. This is the last part of a quarter hunt, folks. Hunt through quarters. What I do is make a stack. Well, I make several stacks usually 3 or 4. Yeah. Well, if you get a bunch of ones from a cashier, they give you something to search through. All right, so now you weigh your quarters 65. You look for anything that weighs more than 6 grams or less than 5 grams. Average is around 5.6. I'm fast about it. This is what I do after every single hunt. You don't see me ever. I never do this on video, but there's you have to check for thin planchets, which were miscut planchets at the end of the tube they're created from, or silver planchets, like a 65 silver. Of course, you're going to see that from the edge anyway, but you never know. It could be dirty. You may miss it. Mainly looking for the thin planchets. They're worth a little bit of money when you find them. 30, 40, 50 bucks, sometimes more, depending. If they're in decent shape, they're worth over $100 if they're uncirculated. Everything was 5.6 or 5.7. Yeah, the 65 silver would be amazing. Especially if it was uncirculated, or even if it got a grade. It doesn't have to be uncirculated. If it even was grade worthy from the lack of damage, oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be the find. That'd be my best quarter find ever. Speaking of which, what is my best quarter find ever? I never even thought about it. Maybe the. God, I'm not even sure. I found some good stuff over the years. All right, quarters ready to dump. Yeah, the 65 silver will be the best. Now, box empty. And that means I get to clean up. May have time to finish up that dime video while I'm at it. Maybe I'll do that. All right. I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to clean up my hands and try to get that dime video finished up while I got time. Well, thank you guys for joining me. Quick recap. Well, I'll just say the final hunt was this 44 silver Philadelphia. Worn out, but silver nonetheless. So that's the best find of the stream. Thank you guys for joining me. Had fun. That was roll number, I think it was 7 or 8. It was in the first 10, Brad. It was in the first 10. I think it was like between 6 and 8, somewhere in there, I think. It was in the first 10 rolls. But hey, I'll take it. There are no West Points, so then this is sight for sore eyes for me. Especially I don't find them very often. I think it's the 10th one this year. Let me see how many I found this year. Or in the last 100 boxes, I should say. I do them by spreadsheets. So the first 100 boxes I found 15. The second 100 boxes I found 15. I've done, this is number 9 out of 62 boxes. So I'm on track to do another 15 in this 100 boxes. So it's number 39 that I've ever found in a corner hunt as far as silver. Number 39, in that last box, I found my 250th West Point. Yep, 9 out of 62 boxes. So that gives you an average of what I do, because I keep a spreadsheet on every single thing I've ever hunted. So this is number 9 out of 162 boxes. Yep. I had one in my pocket change, so technically 40, but since I hunted coins, this is 39. So we're on the board for something at least. And a lot of glare. It's funny how it doesn't glare, then it glares like crazy. All right. We'll take it. There we go. Silver is silver. All right. I'm going to clean up my hands and try to get this dime video done so I can post it tonight too. I'll see you guys on the next hunt. It's probably going to be, I think tomorrow night I'll do a bag of quarters too, but I won't do that live. That's a little too boring. It takes me right this amount of time though. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for joining me.